Hello everyone, welcome to Quality Thought YouTube channel. Today we'll see the topic related to ratios and proportions. We'll see the concepts about ratios and proportions, then we'll see some questions related to it. Let's learn about some concepts of ratios. We'll see the ratios first. So ratios is nothing but the comparison between two similar quantities. See, for example, I'll write there are two quantities A and B. These should be similar quantities. If A and B are the similar quantities, then they can be compared as A is to B. They can be compared as A is to B, which can also be written as A by B when you are doing the calculations. So in the ratio A is to B, A is called as antecedent, and in the ratio A is to B, B is called as the consequent. See, as I said, A and B should be similar quantities to compare. For example, if I have some A is equals to some 50 kilometers and B is equals to some 25 liters. If this to be compared, I can't write as A is to B is equals to 50 is to 25. This is not going to happen, because A and B are two different quantities. So A is there in measuring distances and B is measuring the volumes. So A and B should be the similar quantities to be compared. So A is to B cannot be done here. Otherwise, if you have another example, if I take A is equals to 50 rupees and B is equals to, let us take some 200 paisa. Now both are denoting the money only, but here this is there in rupees and this is there in paisa. So how will we convert then? A is to B is equals to A is 50 rupees and I'll convert this 200 paisa into rupees, which is equals to 2 rupees. So 50 is to 2, this is 2 ones are 2 25s are, which is 25 is to 1. So similar quantities will be compared and non-similar quantities cannot be compared. So this is the basic thing about the ratios, where you will compare two similar quantities. For example, for any ratio A is to B, we'll write some values. The first one is duplicate ratio. So duplicate ratio is A square is to B square. There is a ratio that is given, which is A is to B. When you find the duplicate ratio, just square both the things. When we solve the questions, you will understand how this will be used in the applications. The sub-duplicate ratio of A is to B. The sub-duplicate ratio of A is to B is square root of A is to square root of B. So duplicate ratio is just square the given values. Sub-duplicate ratio is take the square root of it. The third one, triplicate ratio. So the triplicate ratio of A is to B is A cube is to B cube. And the fourth one is sub-triplicate ratio. The sub-triplicate ratio of the given thing is, this can be written as cubed root of A is to cubed root of B. So this is for any ratio. If he asks us to find out the duplicate ratio, sub-duplicate ratio, triplicate ratio, sub-triplicate ratio. Let's take an example. For example, I have a value like 2 is to 3. So for this, the duplicate ratio. So the duplicate ratio is written as 2 square is to 3 square. That is 2 square is 4 and 3 square is 9. So this is how the duplicate ratio is calculated. Similarly, sub-duplicate ratio means square root of 4 into square root of is to 4 square root of 9. That way we can calculate this. So this is the duplicate ratio and sub-duplicate ratio of the given ratio A is to B. Now let's see for any values here given. For example, let's take some ratios A is to B, comma C is to D, comma D is to E and so on. D is to E and so on. Then for this ratio, the compound ratio is written as, which is A by B into C by D into D by E. Like this we'll write the compound ratio. The compound ratio is written like this, and for any ratio, For any ratio A is to B, for A is to B, the inverse ratio will be written as, the inverse ratio will be written as 1 by A is to 1 by B. Inverse means take the, you need to take it in the reverse form, that is inverse form you need to take, which is A is to B will become 1 by A is to 1 by B, which will become B is to A. This is how we will take the inverse ratio of A is to B. So, given ratio is A is to B, inverse is 1 by A is to 1 by B. So, these are the concepts about ratios. Let us see the concepts about proportions. Proportions. So, proportions is nothing but similarity or equality. So, proportions is nothing but similarity, or we can write it as equality between the ratios. Proportions is nothing but the equality between the ratios. When you have two ratios, A is to B and C is to D are given, if I want to say these two ratios are in proportion, then they should be equal. So, A is to B equals C is to D. If I say A is to B and C is to D are in proportion, I can write them as A is to B equals C is to D, where I can write as A by B is equals to C by D. A by B is equals to C by D. Here the values A and D, these two A and D, A comma D are called as the extremes, and the values B and C, the values B and C are called as the means. So, A and D are called as the extremes and B and C are called as the means. Now, see here we will go for cross multiplication. A into D is equals to B into C. So, AD is equals to BC. So, AD is called as the product of means. A and D are product of extremes. So, product of extremes is equals to B and C are means. So, it is written as product of means. So, in the proportion, if you want to say two ratios are in proportion, multiply their extreme values and multiply their mean values, they should be equal. Then we can say they both are in proportion. Now, see here we have some rules, we will take them as notes. Let us take first note. So, let us see the note 1. If the note 1, let us see it, if A is to B, comma B is to C are in proportion, are in proportion. So, we have A is to B and B is to C are in proportion, then we can write them as, A is to B equals B is to C, which can be written as A by B is equals to B by C. A by B is equals to B by C. See here, so A is called as the first, B is second and B is second and C is the third proportion. So, here the third proportion is, C. So, C is called as the third proportion and we have the mean proportion here. So, mean proportion is nothing but the common value which is there in both the ratios, that is B is the mean proportion. See here, from this I can write as, B square is equals to AC, B is equals to root AC. So, mean proportion is the common value between both of them. So, B square is equals to AC, B is nothing but root AC. This is how the mean proportion is calculated. So, here C is the third proportion. So, mean proportion is B, which is common, B is equals to root AC is the mean proportion. This is the note 1. Let us see the note 2. So, the note 2, let A is to B and C is to D are in proportion, So, the ratios A is to B and C is to D are in proportion, consider them, then we can write as A is to B equals C is to D. We can write as A is to B equals C is to D. So, here A is called A, B, C, D, four different variables. We have four completely different variables. Now, here the third proportion is equals to C and the second one, so the fourth proportion is D. So third proportion is C and fourth proportion is D. This is third proportion, this is fourth proportion. See here in this case we have four variables completely different, which are, see, A, B is A, B different variables and C, D also different variables. But in the previous case we have A, B, C, only three variables. It is A, B 1 ratio and B, C 1 ratio. So B is the mean proportion there, but here A, B, C, D completely different. So C is the third proportion and D is the fourth proportion. Okay, see the question. If A is to B is 8 is to 7, B is to C is 9 is to 5, then find A is to B is to C. Before solving this question, let's write a small another question. Let A is to B is equals to 2 is to 5 and B is to C is equals to 5 is to 7. So ratio is nothing but comparison. Ratio is nothing but we will compare the values from both the sides. So here A value is 2 and B value is 5. A value is 2 and B value is 5. So A is 2 and B is 5. Here B is 5 and C is 7. B is 5 and C is to 7. See, from these two I can write as, so from both the things we can write as A value is 2 and B value is 5 and C value is 7. So A is to B is to C is written as A is 2, B is 5, C is 7. So why here? Because here B is the common value. So A is to B is a ratio and B is to C is another ratio. So we have A is to B as one ratio and B is to C as another ratio. B is the common value, which is 5 in both the cases. So we can join. That means, so to join any two ratios, there should be a common value and the common value should be equal in both the cases. Now let's see the question. Here A is to B is given 8 is to 7. A is to B is given as 8 is to 7. That means A is 8 and B is 7. Here B is to C is 9 is to 5, which is B is 9 and C is 5. Let's see a different methods to solve this question. So A is to B. I'll write the question as it is first. 8 is to 7. So B is to C is 9 is to 5. So we need to make the B values equal. So to make the B value equal, take the B value of the second ratio and multiply the first ratio with the B value of the second ratio. So B value of the second ratio is 9, multiply the first ratio with the B value of second ratio. And this first ratio B value is 7, multiply the second ratio with the B value of the first ratio, that is 7. So this will be 9 8s are 72 is to 9 7s are 63. 7 9s are 63 is to 7 5s are 35. Now check here, in both cases B value is equal now. So we can write the value A is to B is to C as 72 is to 63 is to 35. This is one method of solving this question. So this is one method. See, where we have taken the B value should be common in both the cases. So take the B value of the first ratio, multiply it with the second ratio, and take the B value of the second ratio, multiply it with the first ratio, so that B value will become equal. So this is one method of solving this kind of questions. Otherwise, the ratios can be taken like this. So A is to B he has given as 8 is to 7. A is to B is 8 is to 7 and B is to C. B is to C is 9 is to 5. Now we need to find the B value. Check, these B values are here. So this is B value, that value we need to make common. See here, this is 7 into 5. Multiply these two things. So multiply 7 and 5. So 7 and 5 is 35. Keep a ratio here and multiply these two things. 8 9s are 72. Take a ratio. Now B value is this. So B values are this. Multiply them. So 7 9s are 63. So this is A is to, so this is A is to B is to C, that is 72 is to 63 is to 35. So there are many methods. See, in the first method we have taken the B value of the first ratio and the second ratio is multiplied with that B value. Then we have taken the B value of the second ratio and multiply the first ratio with that B value. Then B value will become equal in both the cases. Then write the equation. Or A and B, you can directly take the values and 7 5 is 35, 8 9 is 72, 9 into 7 is 63. So this is a way of solving A is to B is to C. The question says A is to B is 5 is to 3, then find A plus 4B by A minus 4B. This is a question. See, he has given A by B or A is to B, anything is okay. This is 5 by 3. See, A by B is 5 is to 3 means this is not exactly A is 5, not exactly B is 3. This may be 5 2s are 10, 3 2s are 6. This may be 5 3s are 15, 3 3s are 9. This may be 5 4s are 20, 3 4s are 12, like that. So there may be n number of values for this A is to B 5 is to 3 ratio. So there may be so many values. So we'll take them as A as of now to solve the questions. Let's take A as 5 and B as 3. So I can write A by B is equals to 5 by 3. So from here we can compare this. A is equals to 5 and B is equals to 3. Again I am telling it's not the exact values. They are not the exact values. So A plus 4B by A minus 4. These are all the basic questions. So A value is 5 plus 4 into B value is 3 by A value is 5 minus 4 into 3. So this is 5, 4 plus 3, 4 into 3 is 12 by 5 minus 12. So this is 17 by 5 minus 12 is 12 minus 5 is 7. So minus 7. So the answer is minus 17 by 7. We just took the values. A by B is 5 by 3 means A value is 5 and B value is 3. Just substitute in the place. So A is 5, 5 plus 4 into 3. So 5 plus 12 is 17. The second one is, the denominator value is 5 minus 4 into 3. So 12 minus 5 is 7. As 12 is the biggest value, it should possess the minus symbol in the answer. So which is minus 17 by 7. The question says the inverse ratio of 6 is to 5 is to 3 is. So inverse ratio is written as. So we have written this in the notes where we have written, so if A is to B is the ratio, the inverse ratio is 1 by A is to 1 by B. So here the inverse ratio will become 1 by 6 is to 1 by 5 is to 1 by 3. This is a process of taking LCM. So inverse ratio means writing the thing in the numerator denominator form. So 6 will become 1 by 6, 5 will become 1 by 5, 3 will become 1 by 3. Now see here how to take this LCM. You can take regular method also, 6 into 5 into 3. 3 5s are 15, 6 are 90, or you can take 6, leave 6 like this and multiply 5 into 3. So this is 5 into 3. So multiply 5 into 3, leaving 6 is to leave 5 and multiply remaining two denominators, that is 6 into 3, and leave this 3 and multiply remaining denominator which is 6 into 5. This is all right. So this is 5 3s are 15, 6 3s are 18 and 6 5s are 30. Now, whenever you are cancelling a ratio which is having more than two variables, more than two numericals, you need to cancel only when all the three values will go in the same table. Now check, this 15, 18 and 30 can be cancelled in a single table. So 3 5s are, this is 3 6s are, this is 3 10s are. So the inverse ratio of 6 is to 5 is to 3 is 5 is to 6 is to 10. We didn't do anything here, we just written them in the ulta form, that is 6 will become 1 by 6 in inverse ratio, 5 will become 1 by 5 and 3 will become 1 by 3. So take the LCM, leave this 6, multiply 5 and 3, leave the 5 and multiply 6 and 3, leave 3, multiply 6 and 5. So 15 is to 18 is to 30, so 3 5s are, 3 6s are, 3 10s are. Remember to cancel the things only when all the three values will go in the same table, otherwise don't cancel them, leave them like that. Find the inverse ratio of the compound ratio of 5 is to 14, 7 is to 10 and 4 is to 3. See, he is asking us to find the inverse ratio of the compound ratio. First to find out what is the compound ratio of this. So let's find out first the compound ratio. The compound ratio of the given things is, so 5 by 14 into 7 by 10 into 4 by 3. Just multiply the given ratios by converting them into the fractions. So 5 ones are 5 twos are, 7 ones are 7 twos are. So this is 2 twos are 4, ones are 4. So this is 2 twos are 4, ones are 4, which is 1 by 3. So the compound ratio of given ratios, 5 is to 14, 7 is to 10 and 4 by 3 is 5 ones are 5 twos are 10. 7 ones are 7 twos are 14, 2 twos are 4 and we cancel that. So 1 by 3 is the thing that is compound ratio. So the required inverse ratio. So the required inverse ratio is given as. So 1 by 3, for that inverse ratio is, will become 3 is to 1. So the inverse ratio of 1:3 will become ulta, that means 3:1 will be the inverse ratio of the compound ratio of the given things, 5:14, 7:10 and 4:3. The greatest ratio out of 2:3, 5:4, 3:2 and 4:5 is. This question can be solved in many ways. You can write them in the form of fractions like 2 by 3, which is 0.66. So 2 by 3 is 0.66. So 5 by 4, this is 4 ones are 4 ones are 4, 1 will remain, 4 twos are 4 fives are. So 1.25. So 4 by 5 by 4 is 1.25. 3 by 2 is 1.5 and 4 by 5 is 0.8. So which is the biggest ratio in this? So this is the greatest ratio. This is greatest. That's the greatest value. I mean, among the given ratios, this is the greatest ratio. This is the greatest. Among the given values, given ratios, this is the greatest ratio. Or you can solve these questions by converting into percentages also. See here. So 2 by 3, 2:3 means 2 by 3. Converting anything into percentage, multiply with 100. Okay. So this is 200 by 3. Which is, so 66.66 is 3 6 are 18, 3 6 are 18 and it will be continued. So 2 by 3 is 66.66, 5 by 4, convert into percentage. This is, so 4 ones are 4, 25s are 25 5s are 125 percentage. Next 3 by 2, so 3 by 2 into 100, this is 2 ones are 2 50s are 50 into 3 is 150 percentage. 50 into 3 is 150 percentage. Next one is 4 by 5 into 100. This is 5 ones are 5 20s are. So 20 into 4 is 80 percentage. Now which is the highest value? This is the greatest value among the given things. So what is the answer? So 3 by 2 is the greatest ratio among all the ratios that is given. So convert them into normal decimals just by multiplying, or convert them into percentages to give the proper and final answer. The question says the sub-triplicate ratio of 729 is to 1331 is. So we have written the sub-triplicate ratios. So triplicate ratio for A is to B is A cube is to B cube. This is triplicate ratio. So sub-triplicate ratio is cube root of A is to cube root of B. So here he is asking us to find out the sub-triplicate ratio of the given things. So sub-triplicate, so cube root of 729 is to cube root of 1331. So cube root of 721 can be written as 9 cube. 9 nines are 81, 9s are 729, and cube root of 1331 is written as, so 1331 is written as 11 cube. 11 11s are 121, 11s are 1331. So this cube and cube will cancel, or you can cancel the cube root and cube root and cube. So the answer left is 9 is to 11. So remember this, duplicate ratio of A is to B is A square is to B square. Triplicate ratio of A is to B is A cube is to B cube. Subduplicate ratio is square root of A is to square root of B. And subtriplicate ratio is cube root of A is to cube root of B. This is how it will be calculated. The question says the ratio of two numbers is 2:3 and the sum of their cubes is 945. The difference of the cubes is how much? So he is asking, there are two numbers which are in the ratio 2:3 and sum of their cubes is 945. The difference of the numbers he is asking. So we need to find what is the difference between them. Let's see this. So you need to know the separation of ratios. So 2:3, these are two numbers. I'll take the first number as 2x and second number as 3x. Separation of ratios means multiply the given numerical value with a variable. So multiply 2 with x, which will become 2x, multiply 3 with x, which will become 3x. Now as per the question, he says sum of their cubes, that means 2x whole cube. So 2x whole cube plus 3x whole cube. Sum of the cubes of these ratios is 945, that's what the question says. So this is 2 cube is 8x cube plus 3 cube is 27x cube, which is 945. Now check here, 27 plus 8 is 35, x cube is equals to 945. So 35x cube is 945. Cancel the things if anything goes. Let's check with 5 table. 5 7s are 35, 5 1s are 5, 5 8s are 5 9s are. So 5 7s are 35, 5 189s are 945, and this can be calculated. 7 1s are 7 2s are 14, 7 7s are 49. That means what we left with, x cube is 27. So from this the value of x is going to be cubed root of 27. So x will be equals to 3. So the value of x is 3. Now what is the question? The difference of the numbers is, so the difference is calculated 3x minus 2x, 3x minus 2x, which is x. So x value we received as, we got as 3. So the difference between those numbers is 3. So we just took 2 is to 3 as 2x and 3x, we just find out the numbers. Sum of their cubes, 2x whole cube plus 3x whole cube is 945. So this is 8x cube plus 27x cube, which is 35x cube, 945. 35 ones are 35, 27s are. So x cube is 27, x is cube root of 27, x is equals to 3. So difference between the numbers. So the difference between the numbers he asked 3x minus 2x, that is x, which is equals to 3. See the question. The ratio of the number of girls to boys in a class was 1:2. So there were girls and boys in a class, and their number of the girls and boys he has given 1:2. But when 2 girls and 2 boys left, the ratio became 1:3. So from this number of students who are there, from that 2 girls and 2 boys left, because of that the ratio has become 1:3. So the question is, how many boys and girls were there originally? That's the question it was said. See, he has given the ratio girls is to boys. So we have girls is to boys ratio. Originally he has given girls is to boys ratio as 1:2. I'll write it as x and 2x. Right, this ratio we have written as 1:2 is the original ratio of girls and boys. So I written 1 as x and 2 as 2x. Now what happened, from this thing 2 girls are left. So from these girls 2 girls are left, from the boys also 2 boys were left. So when 2 girls and 2 boys left, the new ratio of girls and boys has become 1:3. The new ratio of boys and girls has become 1:3. Now see here, let's simplify for this, go for cross multiplication. This is 3x minus 6 is equals to 2x minus 2. This is 3x minus 3 2s are 6 is equals to 2x minus 2. So 3x minus 2x is x, minus 6 plus 6 minus 2 is 4. So the x value is 4. Now what is the question? He said how many boys and girls were there originally. So originally the number of girls is x, 1:2, that's what he said. So which is x, that is 4, and boys, and the boys were 2x, which is 2 into 4, that is 8. So we have originally 4 girls and 8 boys in the class. See, if you want to cross check, originally 4 girls was there, from 4 2 were left. Originally 8 boys were there, from 8 2 were left. So this is 4 minus 2 is 2, 8 minus 2 is 6, 2 1s are 2 3s are. The ratio has become 1:3. That's what he said in the question. So this is how we need to check. So the original number of girls were 4 and the original number of boys were 8. The question says the proportion of copper and zinc in the brass is 13:7. How much zinc will be there in 100 kgs of brass? See, we know this brass is a combination of zinc and copper. So in the combination of brass, copper and zinc in brass is 13:7. That's what he said. So if there is total 100 kgs of brass, how much copper and how much zinc will be there? The question he asked particularly on zinc, how much zinc will be there? There are many ways to solve the question. The first method we will see the traditional way. How will we solve? Originally how will we solve? So the traditional method we will see first. So the traditional way, what he has given, copper and zinc ratio. So we have copper and zinc ratio in 13:7. 13:7 is copper and zinc. So this is, if you add total, so 13 plus 7 is 20 parts. 13 plus 7 is 20 parts. So in this, what he is asking, how much zinc will be there in 100 kgs of brass? That means copper is 13 parts and zinc is 7 parts. So we need zinc. So zinc is 7 parts out of 20 parts from a total of 100 kgs. So zinc is there, total 7 parts, copper is 13 parts and zinc is 7 parts. So 7 parts out of 20 parts from 100 kgs. So 20 ones are 25s are. So 7 5s are 35 kgs of zinc is there. So the question says the proportion of copper and zinc in the brass is 13:7. How much zinc will be there in 100 kgs of brass? So copper is 13 parts and zinc is 7 parts out of 20 parts. So zinc is 7 by 20 from 100, 21s are 25s are. Or we can solve this question in other way. Say this copper, zinc, and here I will write total. See, we calculated copper is 13 parts, zinc is 7 parts, total it is 20 parts. So this 20 has become how much it is? 100 kgs he has given. This total is 100 kgs, that means this 20 is multiplied with 5. So the 20 is multiplied with 5 to get 100 kgs. So as this is ratios, the values will be equal in multiplication process. So here the zinc also should be multiplied with 5, 7 5s are 35 kgs. So similarly this also you need to multiply with 5, 13 5s are 65 kgs. So you have copper is not asked in the question, but this is how we need to solve. See, total it is 20 parts which is equals to 100 kgs. That means the 20 is multiplied with 5 to get 100. So similarly multiply 7 with 5 to get 35 kgs, multiply 13 with 5 to get 65 kgs. We can use any method, right? So the zinc will be there 35 kgs in a total of 100 kgs of brass. The question says 96 is divided into 2 parts such that 7th part of first and 9th part of second are equal. 7th part of first and 9th part of second are equal. Find the smallest part. So there is 96 is the number which is divided into 2 parts. Let's first part, let's write something because we'll take some variable kind of things to denote first part and second part. Let first part, I will write it as A, and second part let's take it as B. Now see what is it, the 7th part of first, that means 7th part means 1 by 7th of A, and 9th part of second 1 by 9th of B, they are equal, that's what he said. So take these variables to one side. So A by B, so A by B is equals to 7 by 9, that means A is to B can be written as A is to B is 7 is to 9. So 7 is to 9, total it is 7 plus 9 16 parts. Now what he is asking, what is the smallest part? So smallest part he is asking, let's take, so A, B and total I will write here. So A is 7, B is 9 and total is 7 plus 9 16, but this 16 has become 96, means 16 is multiplied with 6. 16 is multiplied with 6, so it has become 96. So similarly multiply this with 6, 9 6 are 54, multiply this also with 6, 7 6 are 42. So the smallest part is 42. So he asked us to find out the smallest part. So the smallest part is, which is 42. So 42 is the smallest value. Just take the equation from the question and compare them. A is to B, 7 is to 9, or you can calculate it as 7 and 9 16 parts. So smallest part is always 7, 7 by 16 into 96, or you can calculate this as, so 7 by 16 into 96, total parts are 16, in that lowest part is 7, 7 out of 16 part from a total of 96, 16 ones are 16 6 are 7 6 are 42. So this is also you can calculate, anyway you can do it. The highest part is 54 and the lowest part is 42. This question says a sum of money is divided between Anita, Renu and Shiva in the ratio 3:7:12. If the difference between the shares of Anita and Renu is 2400, what will be the difference between Renu and Shiva's share? See, it's easy one. He has given Anita, Renu and Shiva in the ratio Anita, Renu and Shiva in the ratio 3:7:12. 3:7:12. I'll take this as 3x, I'll take this as 7x and I'll write this as 12x. Okay, Anita part 3 I am taking as 3x, Renu part 7 I am taking as 7x, and Shiva part 12 I am taking as 12x. Now what he said, this is the money they distributed. If the difference between shares of Anita and Renu, so I am writing Anita and Renu we are talking about. See what he is given in this. So difference between Anita and Renu is 2400, but what is the difference between here Anita and Renu? 7x minus 3x. So Anita value is 3x and Renu value is 7x. The difference between them, 7x minus 3x is nothing but 2400. So from this 4x is 2400. So the value of x is 600. So 4 ones are 4 600s are. So the value of x is 600. Now what is the question he is asking? What is the difference between Renu and Shiva? So we need Renu and Shiva's difference. So Renu will get an amount of 7x and Shiva will get 12x. So the difference is 12x minus 7x, which is 5x. So 5 into 600. So this is 3000 is the difference. So the difference between Renu and Shiva is 12x minus 7x, that is 5x. 5 into 600, which is 3000 rupees is the difference between the amounts of both Renu and Shiva. Question says, Parthiv, Bhuvi and Chetu play a cricket match. The ratio of the runs scored by them in the match is, Parthiv and Bhuvi scored in the ratio 2:3 and Bhuvi and Chetu scored in the ratio 2:5. If the total runs scored by all of them are 75, then the runs scored by Bhuvi are, how many runs Bhuvi has scored? It's an easy one. It's a combination of ratio again. See, Parthiv and Bhuvi he has given 2:3 and Bhuvi and Chetu we have 2:5. Bhuvi and Chetu we have 2:5. Now he is asking a question related to all the people because he has given the total runs as 75. So combine these two ratios, which will become Parthiv is to Bhuvi is to Chetu. So how will we do it? We already done this type of question. So multiply these two things. 3 5s are 15 and this is 2 2s are 4 and this is 2 3s are 6. If you want, you can take the Bhuvi value from the second case and multiply with the first case. So this 2 multiply with the first ratio, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, and this 3 multiply with the second ratio, 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. Anyway we can do it. Now this total parts, calculate the total parts, otherwise we can do like this. Now let's see how many runs Bhuvi has scored. So this is Parthiv and Bhuvi and this is Chetu. Let's write this as total. So Parthiv it is 4 parts. So Parthiv it is 4 parts, Bhuvi it is 6 parts and Chetu it is 15 parts. So this is 4 plus 6, 10 plus 15, 25. So the total parts are 25. In this 25, this 25 has become 75. So 25 into 3 is 75. So 25 into 3 is 75. Now whose runs we required? It's Bhuvi's runs we required. So Bhuvi it is 6 into 3 is 18. This is our answer. So similarly here Chetu's runs will be 15 3s are 45 and thus Parthiv's runs will be 4 3s are 12. See, if you add 12 plus 18, 30 plus 45, 75. So this is how we will convert. So in this question we made this Bhuvi is common in both the ratios. So take all the three values or two ratios into a single ratio as Parthiv is to Bhuvi is to Chetu. So calculate this, and this 25 has become 75. Total parts are 25 but runs are 75. That means 25 into 3 is 75. So similarly multiply everything with the 3 value. So Bhuvi is 6 into 3 is 18. Question says 1170 rupees is divided so that 4 times the first share, thrice the second share and twice the third share amount to the same. What is the value of the third share? That's the question says. So let's see how to solve these questions. See, let the first share or second share, third share, I am taking the first share. So first share as A and let's consider the second share as B and consider third share as C. Okay. Now see what he says, 4 times of the first share, so 4 of A, 3 times of the second share and 3 times of B, and twice the third share, that means 2 times of C, are same. These all are same, I mean they are equal. See here again, 4 times the first share, that is 4A, thrice the second share, that is 3B, and twice the third share, that is 2C, are same. See, to find out the values, I will consider these are equals to 1. See, 1, we will write 1 from this. See, for example, 4A is equals to 1, then A value will become 1 by 4. So, A value will become 1 by 4, similarly B value will become 1 by 3 and C value will become 1 by 2. This is how we will take. So, I will write A is to B is to C as 1 by 4 is to 1 by 3 is to 1 by 2. So, A value is 1 by 4, B value is 1 by 3 and C value is 1 by 2. Now, take the LCM. LCM of 4, 3, 2 is 12. So, this is 4 3s are 12, 3 4s are 12, 2 6s are 12. Or you can take, leave 4, multiply 3 into 2, which is 6. Leave 3, multiply 4 into 2, 8. Leave this 2, multiply 4 into 3, 12. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, 2 6s are 12. LCM is 4 3s are 12, 3 4s are 12, 2 6s are 12. Now, what is the value of third share he is asking? So, we need to find the third share. So, let us write the values A, B, C, and let us take here total. So, we will write the individual parts of A, B, C. So, A parts are 3 and B will get a part of 4 and C will get a part of 6. Total 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 3, that is 13. This is the total parts 13, but this 13 has become how much? 1170. This 13 has become 1170. So, 13 is being multiplied with 90 to get 1170. So, 13 9s are 117, 0. So, 13 90s are 1170. So, multiply this also with 90. So, 90 into 6 is 540. That is our answer. So, multiply C also. So, multiply C also, C value which is 6 also with 90, as the total value is multiplied with 90, all the individual values also should be multiplied with 90. So, multiply C value 6 with 90 to get 6 90s are 6 9s are 54, 0. So, 540 is the share, that is the third share. This is how we need to do this. The question says 2 numbers are in the ratio 3:5. So, there are 2 numbers which are in the ratio 3:5. Let us see this question completely. 2 numbers are in the ratio 3:5 originally. If 9 be subtracted from each, if 9 is the number which is subtracted from both these numbers, now the new ratio has become 9:7. Then what is the first number? That's what we need to tell. See, original numbers, first number is to second number, I'll write like this. So, first number let us take it as 3x and second number I'll take it as 5x. First number is 3x, second number is 5x. We need to subtract 9 from both the numbers. So, if 9 is subtracted from the first number and 9 is subtracted from the second number, the new ratio has become 9:17. The new ratio has become 9:17. Now, what is the first number? That's what he is asking. So, go for cross multiplication. This is 17 3s are 51x. 17 3s are 51x. This is 17 9s are 9 7s are 63. 9 1s are 9 plus 6, 15. So, 17 9s are 17 9s are 9 7s are 63. 9 1s are 9 plus 6, 15 is equals to 9 5s are 45x minus 81. So, 9 5s are 45x minus 9 9s are 81. So, this is take the variables to one side. 51 minus 45, 51 minus 45 is 6x is equals to 153 minus 81. If you want, you write 153 minus 81. So, 3 minus 1 is 2, 15 minus 8 is 7. So, the value of x is equals to 72 by 6, which is 12. So, 6 1s are 6 12s are. So, the value of x is 12. Now, what is the question? What is the first number? Therefore, the first number. So we need to tell this number before 9 is subtracted. The first number is 3x. So 3 into 12, that is 36. So the first number is 36. See, the question is easy. There are two numbers in the ratio 3:5. Originally, when 9 is subtracted, the ratio will become 9:17. So what is the first number? That's the question he says. So write the equation from the question and go for cross multiplication. 17 3s are 51, 17 9s are 153, 9 5s are 45 minus 9 9s are 81. So 51 minus 45 is 6x, 153 minus 81 is 72. Okay. Now x value is 12, first number is 3 into 12, that is 36. Next question. In a mixture of 60 liters, the ratio of milk and water is 2:1. What amount of water must be added to make the ratio of the milk and water as 1:2? Now see, first case, there is total 60 liters of mixture of milk, in that the milk and water are in the ratio 2:1. Let's write this as first case. First case, I'll write here milk and water, I'll write here total. So milk is 2 parts and water is 1 part, total is 3 parts. So total is 3 parts. So total is 3 parts. So milk is 2 parts, water is 1 part, total is 3 parts. But this 3 has become how many? 60 liters. This 3 has become 60 liters. That means this 3 is being multiplied with 20. So 3 20s are 60. So multiply. So multiply water part also with 20. 1 into 20 is 20. Multiply this milk also with 20. So multiply this milk also with 20. So 2 into 20 is 40. See, from a total of 60 liters, milk is there 40 liters and water is there 20 liters. Now what happens in the second case? In the second case, what happened here in the second case? Let's see that. See, what amount of water must be added to make the ratio of the milk and water as 1:2. So it should become 1:2, means the milk is not going to be changed. Milk is not going to be changed. That means 1:2 it should become. So milk is 40 and 2 parts. If you consider milk as 1 part, water should become 2 times of this. Water should become 2 times of the milk. So which will be 40 into 2. 40 into 2, which will become 80. So in the second case, the milk is going to be same, which because the ratio is 1:2, he said milk will remain same and the water will be 2 times of the milk. So milk is 1, water should be 2 times. So 40 is the milk, 2 times means 80. So how much extra water should be added? So the extra water, how much it is added? So the extra water added is, this is 20 and extra water added is plus 60 liters. So we added extra 60 liters of water so that the ratio of milk and water will become 1:2. So that the ratio of milk and water will become 1:2. So this is how it will be solved. Otherwise, see, in the first case we calculated, see this, we'll see one more method to solve this question. See, from the first case we calculated the milk as 20 liters and the water, sorry, milk is 40 liters. From the first case we calculated milk as 40 liters. From the first case we calculated milk as 40 liters and water as 20 liters. Okay. Now the new ratio has become 1:2. So I'll just write extra water quantity. Extra water, let's take it as P liters. Extra water, let's take it as P liters. Now check it here, milk and water quantity. So milk is 40, it remains same. So originally water was 20 liters. I need to add extra P liters. I need to add extra P liters so that the new ratio will become. So I need to add extra P liters to water so that the new ratio will become 1:2. So that the new ratio will become 1:2. We need to find the P value, which is the extra amount of water we need to add. So this is 20 plus P into 1 is 20 plus P. 40 into 2 is 80. So the value of P will be equals to 80 minus 20, that is 60 liters. So we need to add extra 60 liters of water so that the ratio of milk and water in that solution will become 1:2. You can use any method. Okay. So ratios, as we discussed, it should be multiplied with the same values everywhere. As the total value is multiplied with 20, multiply the water with 20 and multiply the milk part also with 20. So that, see, we need to add extra 60 liters of water to make the milk and water ratio as 1:2. Question says 1300 rupees is divided into 3 parts, A, B and C. How much A is more than C if their ratio is 1/2 1/3 1/4? I think we have solved this type of question already. Let's see this again. So A is to B is to C. So A receives 1/2, B receives 1/3 and C receives 1/4. Same question we solved with the different number. So ratio of 2, 3 and 4. So 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12. So 2 6s are 12, 3 4s are 12, 4 3s are 12. 2 6s are 12, 3 4s are 12 and 4 3s are 12. Now check, total 1300 is divided, A, B, C and total I will take it here. So directly we can say this, A is more than C. How much A is more than C? So A will receive 6 parts, C will receive 3 parts. So 3 parts is more. Let's see that. So A will receive 6 parts, B will receive 4 parts and C will receive 3 parts. So this is total 13 parts. So total parts 13 has become 1300 rupees. So how it has become 1300? So this 13 has been multiplied with 100 to get 1300. Now we need to compare A and C. So multiply A also with 100. So 6 into 100 is 600. Similarly multiply C also with 100. So multiply C also with 100. 3 into 100 is 300. Now he is asking what is the difference between A and C, or A, how much A is getting more. So A gets rupees 300 more than C. Rupees 300 more than C. See, A will get 600 rupees and C will get 300. See, question, how much A is more than C? So C will get 300 and A will get 600, means A get 300 rupees more than C. Question says, there are two positive numbers in the ratio 5:8. If the larger number exceeds the smaller number by 15, then find the smallest number. An easy question. So two numbers are in the ratio. Let's the two numbers are 5x and 8x. So 5x and 8x are the numbers. The question says, if the larger number exceeds the smaller number by 15, that means the larger number 8x is nothing but 5x plus 15. So the larger number is 15 more than the smaller number. So which will says 3x is equals to 15, x is equals to 5. X is equals to 5. Now he is asking what is the smallest number. So the smallest number is, by comparing we can tell 5x is the smallest number and 8x is the largest number. So smallest number is 5 into x, which is 5 into 5, that is 25. So the smallest number is 25. So when two positive numbers are there, 5 and 8, if the large number exceeds the small number, exceeds means more. So larger number is 15 more than the small number. So 8x is 15 plus 5x. So 3x is 15, x is 5. So smallest number is 5 into 5, that is 25. We'll see the next question. The ratio of the present ages of Giri and Hari is 5:8. 12 years hence, the ratio of their ages will become 11:14. Find the difference in their present ages. We need to know these words. So hence means after. Okay, present ages of Giri and Hari is 5:8. Let's write it. So Giri and Hari. So I'll write Giri as G only, and let's take it as 5:8. So Giri age is 5x and Hari age I'll write as 8x. This is their present ages. Now what he said, 12 years hence. See, if Giri age increases by 12 years, Hari age also increases by 12 years. This is what we need to keep in mind. So the new ratio will become 11:14. This question already solved, this type of question. When two numbers are in the ratio 5:3 and 9 is subtracted from both the numbers, here we added. So Giri A present age is 5x, Hari present age is 8x. 12 years hence means after 12 years. So 5x plus 12 by 8x plus 12 is 11:4. We need to find their present ages, but before that let's simplify this. 14 5s are 70x, 14 5s are 70x, 12 4s are 48, 12 1s are 12 plus 4, 168. So 14 5s are 70x, 12 14s are 168. This is 11 8s are 88x plus 11 2s are 22, 11 1s are 11 plus 2, 13. Now take the values to one side. 88x minus 70x, 88x minus 70x is 18x. Take the variables to one side. 88 minus 70 is 18x, and take this 132 to this side. 168 minus 132 is 36. So from here we can find x value is 2. This is 18 1s are 18 2s are. So he is asking what is the difference between their present ages. So difference what we required. Present age of Hari is 8x minus Giri is 5x. So 8x minus 5x is 3x. So 3 into 2, that is 6 years. So the difference between their present ages is 6 years. See, we didn't do anything here, just we have written everything from the question. The ratio of present ages of Giri and Hari is 5:8. So 5x and 8x. 12 years hence, that means after 12 years. So 5x plus 12 by 8x plus 12, which is the ratio will become 11:14. Now cross multiplication, 14 5s are 70, 12 14s are 168 is equals to 11 8s are 88, 11 12, 11 2s are 22, 11 1s are 11 plus 2, 13. Now 88x minus 70x, which is 18x, 168 minus 32 is 36. So 18 1s are 18 2s are, x value is 2. Now the question says what is the difference in their present ages. So present ages are 8x and 5x. 8x minus 5x is 3x. 3 into x value we calculated 2. 3 into 2, that is 6 years. So the difference between their present ages is 6 years. See the next question. Income and expenditure of a person are in the ratio 5:4. If the income of the person is 18,000, then find his savings. See, he has given income and expenditure of a person are in the ratio 5:4. See, we know this, income is nothing but savings. So income is calculated as savings and expenses. Now let's see. First I'll write savings, expenses and income. Okay, savings, expenses and income. What is it? The income and expenditure are in the ratio 5:4. So income is 5, expenditure is 4. We don't know what is savings. Income is 5, expenditure is 4. But from this equation we can say what is the savings. See, income is 5, expenditure is 4, that means savings is 1. Income is 5 parts, income is 5 parts, expenditure is 4 parts. That means I got an income of 5 rupees and the expenditure were 4 rupees. So still I managed to save 1 rupee. Now he says, if the income of the person is 18,000, so income has become 18,000. Income has become 18,000. So how income has become 18,000? 5 3s are 15, 5 6s are 30. 2 zeros. So let's check that. 3600 into 5. 5 0 0, 5 6 are 30, 5 3s are 15 plus 3 18. That means the income I has income I has become 18,000 means it is multiplied with 3,600. So what he is asking, then find his savings. So similarly multiply this one also with 3,600. So his savings were 3,600 rupees. This is the answer. See, expenditure means 4 into 3,600 rupees. So if you add savings and expenses, you will get the total income. He has given income as 18,000. So 5 into 3,600 is 18,000. So similarly, what will be the savings? So savings is one part. So 1 into 3,600. So 3,600 will be the answer. That is the savings. Let's see the question. The ratio of the ages of Anil and his son at present is 7:3. 6 years hence, the ratio of ages of Anil's wife and the son will be 2:1. Find the ratio of the present ages of Anil and his wife. See, from the given information, first we'll write the present ages of Anil. Present age, let's take it as 7p, and his son present age as 3p, and let's take Anil's wife present age. I'll just write her present age as w. Okay. Now he says 6 years hence. So 6 years hence. So after 6 years, Anil's wife and the son will be 2:1. That means Anil's wife after 6 years, her age will become w plus 6, and his son present age is 3p, it will become plus 6, is equals to, the ratio will become 2:1. Let's try to simplify this. This is w plus 6 is equals to 6p plus 12. 6p plus 12. So this is, so consider the variables one side. W minus 6p is equals to 12 minus 6 is 6. So this is the equation we formed, but we don't know the variable values, w value and p value, where this is impossible to find out the value. So the data is inadequate in this case, or you cannot determine the answer. So in this case we left with two variables. Anil's wife age we don't know, and the present ages he has given in the ratio, we don't have any particular information to find out their individual ages. So the answer cannot be determined in this case. So as we don't have any individual values to find out the proper present ages of all the people, see, w is a variable, p is a variable, which we don't have any unique values to calculate. So this answer cannot be determined. So the answer cannot be determined, or the data is inadequate. So the answer cannot be determined for this question. See the question, find the value of k if 1.5 is to 4 and 3 is to k are in proportion. See, they are in proportion, the individual ratios. Whenever they are in proportions, that means they are equal. That means 1 is to 5. So whenever we see the ratios are in proportion, that means they are equal. 1 is to 5 by 4 is equals to this is 3 by k. We just need to find the k value. So this is 3 ones are 3, 0.5 are. So 3 ones are 3, 15. 15 is a 3 5s are 15, but point you need to keep. So k value is, so the value of k is nothing but, the value of k is calculated as 4 by 0.5. So 4 by 0.5, which is 4 is written as 4 by 1, and 0.5 you can write as 1 by 2. So 4 by 1, 4 into 2, that is 8. So the value of k will be equals to 8. So 0.8 you can write as 5 by 10. I just written 0.5 as 1 by 2. So 4 by 1 will remain same, 1 by 2 will go for 2 by 1. So which will become 8. So the value of k will be 8 in this case. We'll see the next question. The third proportion to 8 and 12 is what? So here we have two values. So we need to find the third proportion to the given value. So two values are given, 8 and 12. Find the third proportion. Let the third proportion as any value you take, I'll take p. So the ratios we can be written as 8, 12 and p. So 8, 12, p. So when you have a, b, c, a is to b and b is to c, we have written in the notes. So this is 8 is to 12 is a ratio and 12 is to p is a ratio. I can write it as 8 is to 12 equals 12 is to p. This is the way you need to find. Whenever you have given only two values and he asks us to find out the third proportion, make the value which is common for both the ratios. So which is 8 by 12 is equals to 12 by p. So this is 4 2s are 4 3s are 2 1s are 2 6s are. So the value of p will be equals to 6 into 3 is 18. So the third proportion of both the values 8 and 12 is 18. So simply we have written third proportion p, 8, 12 and p. So 8 is to 12 is a ratio and 12 is to p is a ratio, which is common. So 8 by 12 is 12 by P. 4 2s are 4 3s are 2 1s are 2 6s are. So the P value is 18. This is the third proportion. See now the similar question, find the fourth proportion to 16, 20 and 12. Let. See in the previous question we have seen two variables and he asked us to find out the third proportion. Here we will find out the fourth proportion. Let's fourth proportion. See we have three values here. Let's consider the fourth proportion as P. Whenever you solve these questions, don't change the order of the given numbers. So it is 16, 20, 12 and P. So these two will form a ratio and these two consider them as a ratio. So 16 by 20 I am writing directly, 16 is to 20 is 16 by 20, 12 is to P is 12 by P. So 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are 20, 4 1s are 4 3s are 12, 4 1s are 4 3s are 12. So go for cross multiplication. The fourth proportion P is given as 3 5s are 15. 3 5s are 15. See 16 and 20 is the ratio 16 by 20. 12 and P is the ratio 12 by P. 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are, 4 1s are, 4 3s are. Cross multiplication P into 1 is P, 5 into 3 is 15. So the fourth proportion of 16, 20 and 12 is 15. See this question similar way. Find the mean proportional between 4 and 9. So we need to find the mean proportion between 4 and 9, that's what he said. Let the mean proportion, any variable you consider. So the mean proportion is P. See we calculated it as A is to B equals B is to C, where B square is equals to AC, B is equals to root AC. This is the mean proportion we calculated. So here clearly he said here between 4 and 9. So it is 4 is to 4 comma P comma 9, you can consider like that. That means this is a ratio, this is a ratio. See compare with this, A is to B. So compare these values with A, B, C. So when you compare 4 P 9 with A, B, C, A is 4, B is P and C is 9. So this is 4 by P is equals to P by 9. So this is P square is equals to 4 9s are 36. So the P value is root 36, which is 6. So this is the mean proportion. So the mean proportion of 4 and 9 is nothing but 6. So consider this where we already written in the notes. So we have three variables and the middle variable will be common to both the things. The question says a bag contains 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 25 paisa coins in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 3. Find the number of 25 paisa coins if the total amount in that bag was rupees 250. Very important one. See how to solve this question. If for example I have 5 rupees coins, I have coins, 5 coins I have, value of each coin is 5 rupees. What is the total amount I have? Total amount is 5 coins, 5 rupees. So 5 into 5, 25 rupees I have. That means to get the total amount we need to multiply the number of coins with the value of coin. We need to multiply with the number of coins with the value of coin. So we will keep this in mind to solve the question. We will keep this in mind to solve the question. Now let us see. So as we discussed, the number of coins should be multiplied with the value of coin. See here, I will write here, let us take a small table kind of thing. I will write here number of coins will take first, number of coins. So 1 is to 2 is to 3 he said, I will take the first part as x, second part as 3x, third part as second part as 2x, third part as 3x. This is number of coins. Now value of coins. So first one is 5 paisa, second one is 10 paisa and third one is 25 paisa. I am writing P because they are paisa. So now the total value he has given, total value. So check in the question, he has given the total amount. So total value he has given as rupees 250. So the total amount given is 250. So just now we have seen, to get the total amount, multiply the value with the number of coins. So let's write that. So x coins of 5 paisa, which is x into 5p, plus 2x coins of 10 paisa, 2x into 10p, plus 3x coins of 25 paisa, 3x into 25p. So this is the total amount he has given, rupees 250. Now check, to one side everything is there in paisa, to the other side one thing is there in rupees. Convert everything into paisa or convert everything into rupees. So this is 5x into p paisa. So this is 20x into p. I will cancel this p after converting this 250 also into paisa, plus 25 3s are 75x into p is equals to 250 rupees. 1 rupee is 100 paisa, 250 rupees is 250 into 100 paisa. Now we can cancel p everywhere. This is paisa, paisa, I will cancel all this paisa. So this is, now check, 75 plus 20 is 95 plus 5, 100x is equals to 250 into 100. 250 into 100. Now 2 zeros will cancel. So the value of x will be equals to 250. The value of x is 250. Now what is the question he asked? Find the number of 25 paisa coins. So 25 paisa coins I required. How many 25 paisa coins are there? How many are there? 3x 25 paisa coins are there. 3 into x value we just got. So that is 250 into 3. So 25 3s are 75 0. So we have total 750 25 paisa coins. In the similar way, 10 paisa coins, 2 into x. So 2 into 250, 510 paisa coins are there, and 255 paisa coins are there. This is very simple. First multiply the value of the coins with the number of coins to get the total amount. So to find the answer, convert all the question into a single denomination, either rupees or paisa. So it's easy for me to convert everything into paisa. So anyway, left side of the equals to symbol I have in paisa. So right side it is there in rupees, just multiply with 100 to get it into paisa. So x is 250. So 25 paisa coins are 3x. So 3 into 250, 750. So this is ratios and proportions. We have solved some ages questions also. Thank you for watching. For more videos related to aptitude, subscribe to Quality Thought.